Hey, this is Stacia, and it's time for another adventure of Launch to 2000 on chess.com or Crash Back to Earth. I hope it's the former, not the latter. Okay, anyway, this game I played someone a bit higher rated, 1863, and we had a Smith-Morra. So yeah, they took me up on my pawn and played e6 here. That moves normal. Knight f3 and bishop to b4. Okay, so this move pins my knight. That's probably why it's called the pin variation. Okay, and I think this might be one of the newer ways to play. Oh, actually, I'm wrong. I think black should go knight c6 first. And then after bishop c4, if they want to play this way, I think it's a little bit better because of the move I play in the game, which is queen d4. So as you can see, queen d4 is not attacked by a knight on c6, so I can play it with tempo. And it's a little bit of a fork because we're attacking the bishop, we're attacking the pawn. So usually they take, and I played b takes c3. Now, I've been playing b takes c3 for probably like a year. I kid you not. And when I looked to improve this opening with my repertoire, I realized that that's not even the move. It's actually queen takes. So, you know, the engine says b takes c3, but this is the one Esserman recommends. I think I might like it better because this pawn gets, well, weak and hard to know what to do with. So, okay, I played this in the game, though. They went knight to f6. Okay, so I'm still in my opening prep. e5, knight d5, and queen g4. So I really like this line. I must have gotten it from a computer, I guess. But I've played it like a dozen times by now. So I'm attacking the pawn. So they don't really have time to take here because I'll go here. Yeah, and I think they probably have to go there now. I might even have bishop to h6 because that threatens mate. They would have to defend it. What could we do now? Well, we could take a pawn if we want to. Oh, it's the engine. What happens now? I mean, probably everything's winning, right? I mean, we can win an exchange just by doing this if we want to. And this knight's not attacking anything. He's just basically going to get kicked away back to d5. So anyway, there's that. But yeah, in the game, they didn't take the pawn. They played queen a5. I thought this was a very interesting move because, okay, that's a pretty big threat. If they take there, that's a fork. If I move my bishop in the way, my rook's hanging. If I move my knight in the way, my rook's hanging. If I move my king, my rook's hanging. So there's no defense. So I played bishop d2. I thought that was reasonable. Also made me kind of sad, though, because I'll tell you that, okay, they castled, and one of the main ideas I have is to go bishop h6. And in this position, if the queen wasn't here, that would win the exchange. I don't see any way to stop queen takes g7 except for g6. And then we can win the exchange that way. But my bishop's doing an important job now, so I'm not sure. I don't think I should do that. So I went bishop to d3. Okay, and I see the engine doesn't like it. I put the eval bar on just to tip me off when something's not right. So let's see, if bishop d3 isn't right, what would be right? Oh, I think I know. I'm kind of surprised I didn't play this in the game. Like, I'm really wondering about c4. Now on c4, that's a discovery on the queen, right? And it attacks the knight. Looks pretty good. Now they could move their knight in the way and block the bishop. So knight to b4. then what's going on? Because the knight's also threatening a check. A couple checks. Bishop's guarding that one. So after c4, knight b4. I don't know. I mean, could I possibly play like knight or rook c1? All right, so we'll put this on the board and just see. The engine hates rook c1. All right, I'll actually turn on the lines. Oh, because there is f5, f6, knight 8 to c6. Oh, yeah, they can protect the knight. Yeah, that makes sense. They protect the knight. Okay, but what about... I guess on a3, they just take it. Yeah. It's not protected. So actually the engine just wants bishop e2 now. But yeah, I think, yes, it likes c4. It says white's like practically winning after c4, knight b4, and then bishop e2. What? I'm not sure what that has to do with anything. Okay, well, I think we're just threatening to castle. We're like, haha, you're pinned, and your pieces are silly. So we're going to castle. The pawn's protected. Once I castle, I might play bishop h6, or I might do other mean things. Maybe a3. Because once I castle, there's no fork anymore. If this doesn't come with check, then that means we take the queen. Okay, so bishop e2, kind of a slow move, but it's a developing move. Okay, cool idea, right? Okay, anyway, in the game, bishop d3, f5. Now, I did think that f5 would be played, and I thought here I would just possibly just go queen g3. Although on queen g3, there might actually be f4. I'm not sure. So let's look at this for a second. Queen g3 is the move, but I'm just kind of curious about this. I mean, that's protected enough, right? But then maybe we just go... well, we can go here. That's tempo. Let's do that one. Yeah, I think after h6... I was wondering about knight g5, but it doesn't quite work because after takes, check, the knight's gone, the king can sneak out. But now maybe c4. Yeah, c4. And then on knight b4, we probably castle. Yeah, castling is the way to deal with this. We castle to avoid the hassle. Okay, now that knight is pinned and there's no knight c2 and yeah, all that. There's no knight anything because they'll lose their queen. So, okay, but I didn't go queen g3. I went e takes f6 en passant. And I said, haha, you forgot about that rule. But no, they didn't. I think they were counting on it because now they can play knight takes f6. Which they did do, and I think is a good move. It attacks my queen, their position's more harmonized, they have more center pawns. I have more development though, maybe. Yeah, and I have really awesome bishops. So anyway, it's equalish, but black might even be better here. I mean, I am down a pawn, right? Yeah, I am down a pawn. Okay, so now queen g3. And they played queen h5. Okay, so they want to defend their king side. That makes sense to me. They were probably afraid of like a queen coming here and a bishop coming here, take the knight and then mate them somehow. But all right, so I figured let's just castle. They went knight c6, developing. Rook fe1. Let's see, is that the right move? I think it is. Yeah, top engine move. b6. I mean, b6 kind of makes me lift my eyebrows a little bit, like, wait a minute, because it opens up this diagonal. So can I put a bishop on it? That would be cool. But I can't because there's a knight guarding everything. Also, at this stage in that game, I was really worried about this knight coming to d5. It's kind of annoying. The rook opens up. I guess it's still okay. Yeah, I don't have to worry about that yet, I don't think. But I was definitely mindful of it. Okay, so I went knight e5. I wasn't sure what to do here, to be honest. Because, yeah, after knight e5, I thought if they take me, I'll take with the rook. It's a tempo on the queen. I can double up, and my attack continues. I wasn't sure about this attack, though, to be honest. So I was looking for other ways to play, like against the center pawns, for example. But I felt like getting my pieces in the action has to be a step in the right direction. The computer says no, it isn't. It just wants queen g4. Let's trade queens. I don't want to trade queens. I would probably go here. And then it says, okay, fine. I'll go here. I don't even know what that move does. Why is it doing that? Maybe the engine's afraid of tempo moves? I don't know why queen h4 is a move. Anyway, there's other moves too, like d6, queen a4. Okay. So anyway, in the game they did not take my knight, but it turns out that I should have played differently here. Yeah, I should go c4 according to the computer. c4 or h3? Okay, I don't like to go h3 unless I have really good reason. And I don't think I have really good reason yet. I mean, what, am I stopping this? I mean, what am I doing with this move? I don't know yet. This move gains space and takes away the square from the knight. That one I like. But then I was worried about the other knight possibly getting in. He can't yet, but if my knight moves, he will get in there. That's why I didn't play c4. Okay, anyway, after bishop to b7, I went rook 81. Yeah. I, again, wasn't sure what to do. How should I play this? Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I do understand, though, that we would like to move the pawn because it also opens up the bishop to do stuff. Okay, but I went here. Honestly, I think this is a terrible move. I can tell you that in hindsight because I realized I was kind of sure that black could win here, actually. If you want to pause your video and find it, go ahead and do so now. So the engine isn't calling this winning, but after takes, my original plan of taking with the rook is no good because there's queen takes d1. And it's not checkmate, but it is pretty good. I just want a rook. So I could go, I guess, bishop f1 or rook back or something, but I would have to take with the queen, and then they're going to get their queen trade. Yeah, and then, I don't know, and then black continues, and without the queens on, I feel like I'm a little worse, like probably just a pawn down, and the computer agrees. Okay, so rook ad1, terrible, because it tactically is not a good square for the rook. I have to worry about protecting this for a long time now. All right, so they played d6, attacking my knight. I took the knight, they took back. Queen d6. Okay, was this the right way to play? It was. Okay. This was sort of my idea, was to trade and win a pawn. But now I have to be careful once again. Now I'm threatening this, not with a rook, but with a queen I am. But I have to worry about tempo moves, like rooks attacking me and stuff. There's a bishop behind me, by the way. So, yeah, they have to protect the pawn first, because if they do this right now, I think I just take it, right? Yeah, and then I can take the bishop. So they have to defend and move their bishop, so they did. So I played c4. This is sort of part of my idea, and then I thought, ooh, when they move away, I can take on e6. But they played this first. I thought that was probably a good move. Queen g3, only move. I thought about sacking my queen here, but it's probably not good, right? I mean, if you can win a rook and a bishop, a rook, bishop, and a pawn, it'd probably be worth it. But a rook, bishop, and lose a pawn, not as good, right? Like I go here, here. I don't think I like this. I don't like this at all. I mean, there's even stuff like knight g4 ideas. I mean, the engine's giving queen h4. Like, what is that? Well, I can't take this because I lose a bishop, so that's one thing. I don't know why the queen went there, to be honest. But okay. Queen g3. Knight e4 they played. Okay, I see the engine says this is winning. Let's see if we can figure this out. Why is this winning? I don't believe I knew that during the game. Now, if we take the bishop, they take our queen. So that's not ideal at all. If we take here, I don't know why my computer's going slow all of a sudden. Take here, rook takes, then there's our old friend, queen takes d1 check. So I don't like that one. That's no good. In the meantime, you know, they're threatening the queen, f2's hit. We got to do something. So let's say takes, and then we do something else. What could we do? I do think there's bishop b4 attacking the rook. That's one idea. Actually, that might lose too, though, because then there's rook takes, queen takes. Unless we have some other crazy move. Bishop takes, bishop takes. Yeah, in the game, I came up with this idea. I remember this now. I went f3, attacking that bishop that way. It also blocks the attack on my d1 rook, so I thought that was interesting. Well, let's see what the engine says. I'm not sure. It does say take, and then bishop c3. Wow, bishop c3. Ooh, okay, I should have seen that. Oh no. Bishop c3 with a really nice counter threat. They don't have time to win and checkmate me, because if they try this, we just checkmate them. I really like bishop c3. Yeah, that's too bad. I didn't see that one. Instead, I went f3. Like, bishop c3 is winning. But f3 is still equal. I mean, white's a little better, but Okay, so they attacked my rook. Now, if I move my rook to safety, they win my bishop, so that's not good. So I didn't want to do that, so I came up with bishop b4. Yeah, I see the engine hates it. Well, what are we supposed to do here then? Okay, engine off. Let's figure out. What do we do here? It's got to be something, right? Got to be something. If here, I think they take. That doesn't seem right at all. I mean, this is hanging. Any tempos on the queen? Not really. It's probably bishop c3 still. That's what I think. It's probably still bishop c3. Because that's a mate threat. That's pretty nice. If they defend with the rook, then we win a rook. If they defend with the queen, then we get time to do stuff like trade or whatever. So that's probably the move. Yep, it is bishop c3. There is queen c5 check. They still have to defend g2. So they don't have time. Yeah, interesting. It's all fine. I unfortunately played this move, and now I'm losing. Wow. Yeah, this is a blunder by them. So they should have taken with the bishop. Let's try to understand why. Bishop. I was going to take this. Oh, but then they take my bishop. I can't take their bishop. Yeah, I just lost material. So that move seems to work. Do we have anything else we can do here? I'm not seeing anything good at all. I see bishop c3. That's not good enough. We're down material. They'll just defend it. Yeah, in fact, they can probably just go rook f7 now. Because now that's not hanging. So they took with a rook, though. Now I can take the rook. They take back. I take their rook. King takes. Queen d6. That's a fork. So yay, we're going to win back the piece. So I did see that during the game. I didn't see the other one lost, though. So I'm glad that didn't happen. Okay, they checked me. This actually was a really unfortunate part. I didn't calculate this far. I was like, oh, I get the bishop back. And then, but this move wins a pawn. And now I have back rank threats. But if I don't go king h1, like, I don't want to go king h1, right? Like, I want to play king f1. But if I do this, then they just take with check. They're going to win another pawn. I guess there's this. I don't know. No, there isn't, because this is a lost king upon ending. This 2 versus 1 is going to kill me. So, yeah, so king h1, kind of the only move. And black gets a pawn. So now they've got this 2 versus 1. I figured I must be worse, maybe losing. But these queen and pawn endings, a lot of times there's perpetual checks. So that was sort of my plan. The other thing you can do is try to get forks to like pick off pawns and stuff and win pawns that way. But I was definitely not feeling good about this. So this ending, I don't want to spend too much time with this. Oh yeah, I did get a pawn. Check. This could be a whole nother video. So I'm just gonna. Yeah, good move by my opponent. I can't ever trade in this situation because I'm too far away from the pawn. So I was just trying to find ways to check them and be annoying and maybe get a perpetual. but maybe pick off pawns too. So I checked, check, check. Got the pawn, yay. Okay, so now actually I might be winning. I don't know. The engine says I'm just better. Okay, check. Yeah, like I thought they could take a perpetual here. Can't they? Oh, actually, no, I'm covering that. Never mind. Must have been a different moment. Check, check, check. Yay, let's check you. Okay, King G1, playing for the win. Check. Would you like to trade queens? I do think I'm winning then. Yeah, engine says winning. So, check. King H1. Yeah, and you know what? This plan of theirs I thought was so suspicious. They started bringing their king up. Look at this. I'm like, really? You want to come by my pawns? Like, if my queen, like, lands on these squares, it's going to be very close to mate. Yeah, so, I mean, check and king F2. Wow. I was a little astonished they would play this way. Yeah, and I guess I should go king H2. But, you know, why I didn't do this because I thought they'll just check me forever now. Right? And I don't have this. That just wins my queen. And then I get mated next move. So, yeah, I don't even think F4 is a good idea because isn't there just G takes? So I actually was like, oh, I think that's a draw. Let's try to play for a win. And I went queen b4 and queen c1 was played. And I suddenly realized this isn't good. Because king h2, queen g1, checkmate. Oh, they got me with a cheapo, basically. That's really sad. So, you know, there's a saying, sometimes when you're playing for the win, you're really playing for the loss. I think that's what I did here. I could have easily gotten a draw just with king h2 because there's nothing else for either of us to do at this point. Actually, maybe I could try to checkmate them still. I don't know. But yeah, it's just equal according to the engine. So a pretty wild game, a pretty crazy game. Lots of interesting ideas. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm really kind of sad that I lost this game, but I do have a lot to learn from it. And especially, I'm going to be more mindful of, you know, this pattern that happened in the game. This pattern, because like when I played queen b4, I kind of forgot that the king is guarding g3. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, I just got mated. So there you go. But no worries. I'm gonna play lots more rapid chess and get back up to 1800 so we can visit our first planet. Actually, it's the moon. I just want to get back to the moon. And then we'll make way to Neptune or whatever that is up there. So this is Stacia. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.